Welcome back, everybody. We're live. Tonight we're going to talk about gun news, things that's going on in the gun news world, and some current events. We'll see when we get back. All right, everybody. Welcome to the 2 Alpha Talk Show. And we're going to, first thing we're going to do is talk about our sponsor who pays for this joint. And how you guys can come out and see us on the range, take some classes with us, and see us in person. And type in saberteamtactical.com. On the first page, you got all the social media stuff down at the bottom. 2 Alpha Talk, Facebook, Tumblr, Instagram, and Reddit. It's not Reddit, but it's actually Rumble. They don't have a Reddit symbol. But just go ahead and click on the classes right here. And from there, we have
Private 101 training. We kind of like to become the specialist in this. We do this on a regular basis. So what we do is you bring you out, have you perform some tasks with firearms and see what level you are. And then from there, we kind of pick up the pace from there. We look at what you're doing, and then we show you how to do it a little bit better. And there's going to be a video probably out tomorrow morning that shows a little bit more an actual footage of how we do it. That Omar participated in an event that we had. But that's our one-on-one. We do 3 hours of that. Any of the other classes that you see that's listed, you get a group of 5 or more people, and we will put that class on for you at your time and your date.
And that can be any classes that's on this page that have a title to them. You don't have to go by the class date. If you have a significant number of people who you want to bring in for a class, we can set up a custom event for you, either at the range of where we have or the range of choice, as long as it's approved by us that we will handle what we're planning on doing.
Right.
So that's for any class that we have. We also do businesses, churches, and any other.
Yeah.
Go ahead now.
Yeah, we do assessments. We'll come out and fortify your building. So if you have a daycare, you have an older folks home, any of those hospice, anything, we'll come out and we'll give you a once over, take a look, and give you suggestions on how to fortify your establishment. And then also we'll have you get a plan. We'll help you work out a plan. Every business doesn't have the same plan, so we got to work it out specifically for your location.
Mm-hmm. And that's including medical too. We also teach you how to stop the bleed, and if you have anything of that nature you want to be helped with, we can do that too. Mm-hmm. Also too, we have classes that's coming up, and I need to go back to that page. And concealed carry stop the bleed class. That's the class. What it is. You carry concealed carry in the state of Georgia, and you want to learn how to stop the bleed and work with yourself or a 2-person buddy and figure out how to do it. This is a class for you. August 12th. It's going to be at South River Gun Club. Then we have October 28th, later in the year, Stop the Bleed medical and rifle class. This is all you whoas out there want to fight with your gear on. This is a class that's going to teach you how to do that stuff in real time and real life. We also have a rifle and PCC class, July 22nd. And that class is basically you have from a 22 all the way up to a 308. You want to learn how to run that rifle like a pistol. This is a class for you, from beginners all the way up to advanced. Then at the end of the year, November 18th, we have the rifle tactical gear class. That's a heavy duty class, intermediate to advanced, no beginning students. Limited size of the class is 6 people. And so if you want to come out there and learn how to fight by yourself or learn how to fight with your gear and somebody else, this is a class. This class was actually taught when I was on active duty in several different bases around the overseas and in the United States. This class is based on a recon concept, and you will learn how to use your gear and your rifle. And it's also, we will teach you how to use the primary and secondary too. And go to the top tab, go to laser engraving. There's a laser engraving. That's my other company I started. Do portraits, dog tags, magazines, leather patches, earrings, and assorted different items. Got any questions? Name, email, phone number, subject. You don't have to put the phone number if you don't want me to call you, but give me a brief message what you want to talk about. We can deal with email if you want to. And that's it on that. Tonight we are on Rumble, we are on YouTube, and I'm just double checking the feeds, everybody. And we're also on Twitch, and we're also on DLive. And I want to thank everybody on Rumble for watching and the show and giving us the rumbles and the thumbs up. But what I need you guys to do is to go to the search of for the pages and go to channel, type in the 2 Alpha Talk and go to the 2 Alpha Talks page. And I need you to like that page. That's what I need you guys to do. We need to build up the likes. We got the likes on the main page, but the 2 Alpha Talk individual page, we need to get you guys to go ahead and start subscribing to that so we can build the numbers up on that and letting that baby go. Also too, WK, he sent in a picture of his patch on his hat, his 2 Alpha Talk leather patch, and it looks damn good. And we want to thank you, WK, for supporting the show. And also too, you guys, like, especially on YouTube, like the show, and that we just need you guys on Rumble to follow the channel, the 2 Alpha Talks channel. That's what we need you guys to do. And you can give us the rumbles, you can add comments and stuff like that. That's fine. And it just helped the show. You know, am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah. Oh, and I got my 2 Alpha Talk patch. Al's gonna have his pretty soon, and I got a whole. Can I see it? This camera.
A little bit to your right. A little bit to your right. Put it between your face and your right there.
Yeah, I got a whole bag of these 2 Alpha Talk leather patches. Look at that, man. I think it's about 40 of them babies in there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so if you guys want some patches,
get your patch, step right up.
You can either call in at the bottom of the hour when we open up the phone lines. The phone lines will be at the subscriber scroll at the bottom, and you guys can call in, and we can take your phone number and the last 4, and you email saberteamtactical@gmail.com with all your pertinent information, name, address, and your last 4 your phone numbers, and I will mail one of those patches out to you, free of charge. Okay. Yeah.
So, see, we're scam proof.
Yeah. Scam proof. Yeah, because I don't want no weirdos. Speaking of weirdos, Twitch, please. No weirdos. All right, Twitch. I mean, you guys, we've been having some legitimate people coming on the show from Twitch, so let's continue that.
Bravo.
Yeah, let's continue that.
But every time we say that, and we can see it, but these guys can't. We see the comments.
Yeah. I have had to block quite a few people on the Twitch side saying some stupid stuff. I had to block some people on YouTube too, saying some stupid stuff. It's just some stupid people out there in the world. You know,
they're bored. Yeah,
bored. Get a life. Stop. Keep your hands out of your pants. You know what I'm saying? And so, you guys, what's been happening in the world? What we do know, what's about to happen. I've been watching it. You guys been paying attention to the stock market. So the stock market, the way it's looking, it's not looking too good because we had Russia, China, India, and Turkey has all vowed to stop trading in the US dollar. So the United States dollar is falling. And so when the United States dollar is going to fall, what's going to happen? Our stock market's going to fall. So things are about to get worse. There have been sightings and people been selling off their stocks. Even Congress people have been selling off their stocks at a loss. And so they know possibility of what's getting ready to happen and what's getting ready to come. There's people running to the gun stores and buying ammo at an alarming rate right now. And I've also noticed that the gun prices are starting to go up instead of going down. Prime example, the PSA daggers, the daggers itself, I was able to buy a PSA dagger upper for $149. Now they're at $199, and the threaded barrel ones are going up to $224. And but you can still catch them on sale for $199. So but they're trying to push the market a little bit. And also the complete set of dagger with the 10 magazines and the threaded barrel firearm with the tall boy sights, RMR cutout. They were selling that for $374, and now it's at $399. So the prices is creeping up. So it won't be long before the dagger itself is over $400. And so if you guys didn't jump on that baby and buying a few of them, you're making a mistake. Just like we all did when the Canic came out. We laughed at the Canic, and then they did a redevelopment in the Canic, and now it's like a top competition gun. You know what I'm saying? And I was like
rival, the model called the Rival. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a very good one. Yeah, but it's expensive though. You know, it's got a price tag.
It's still at the bottom part of a race gun pricing.
It is
instead of 12.
Oh,
most race guns, when you buy them and you get it all completely ready to go to,
it's $3,000,
right? And the low end. So this one is about between 900 and we got some gun guys out there, 900 and lower to like about 11. I think that's most I've seen. But it's still it's quality. Get you in the game, you know, if that's what you're trying to do with it.
Yeah, I've been searching for the last couple of days for looking at ammunition, and it is ridiculous, these ammo prices. I mean, it's what, 40 cents a round. I mean, as long as I found 5.56 is 38 cents. You know, and I am not paying that, man. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it.
Time to crack open some of those old Russian cans.
Yeah, I got several cans and cases and stuff, but I just don't want to crank it. You know, yeah, I might have to use it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if I go out to the range, I'm taking my 22s and I'm gonna practice with that. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what's getting ready to happen with me. I do yeah, I do reload, but I have a large amount of 22s, and you can still get 22s at a decent price. And I think the lowest I've seen them were 6 cents a bullet. You know what I'm saying, for 22s. Right. So that's not bad. I mean, you can get what, 1,500 or more for like $89. So that's still an excellent price to buy for 22s. So all this heavy duty going and shooting competition, man, I mean, I'm done with that stuff. I mean, I just can't throw the rounds away. And then if I reload and I end up burning up powder and primers. Primers alone is they're almost $89 a brick, 1,000. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. When we was paying $40-something a brick, you know what I'm saying? They doubled in price.
You know, during that time, I was on one of the people who kept saying that, you know, these prices are ridiculous, and everybody kept saying to me, "Get over it, man. Get over it." I just can't. So right now, I just did a quick one. Maryland Munitions has Arms Core 223, not 5.56, but 223, 31 cents a bullet, 31.1 cents, and apparently they have good shipping and handling. But you only allow 2 boxes.
Oh, see, that's not worth it.
That's
not even worth it. It's not worth it. So WK was saying people need to learn to reload before the powder goes up.
Right.
But see, the thing of it is, that's an excellent idea. But for these latecomers who coming in the game, you're looking at spending almost $100 a brick for 1,000. You're looking at buying your reloading rig. It's going to cost you way over $1,200, and with a good set of dies. And that's for everything. I'm talking about the feeder, the brass, I mean the cleaner and all the other stuff, the tumbler and the scales and everything. It's about 1,200. So then you're looking at buying powder. You can get powder right now for a decent price, and getting your projectiles decent price. Most people are not smart enough to have access to brass, so you're gonna have to buy brass. And I noticed they're dumping the prices up on this brass too. And oh yeah, brass prices are going up. And so now you're looking at a person who just dropped almost maybe about 2,500 into a reloading rig, and they barely go shoot once a month.
Yep.
I've
seen it. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And then, like you just mentioned, the new people. I see a bunch of new people who come in and they're at the range, and I hear them talking, and they're buying reloading equipment.
Mm-hmm.
They can't find this, can't find that, and they're trying to make do with something in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need large rifle primers, Magnum small rifle primers are not going to make it. It's not. You have to fit the right primer in it. And if you don't know, you start to imagine. Well, if I just, it's kind of big. It's bigger than no.
Yeah. Don't experiment with reloads. You can get yourself. You can get yourself killed. And there's a reason why they have those books and they call them Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
The reloading books. Don't try to exceed the recommendations. Don't try to seriously go under the recommendations. Try to stay in the middle or somewhere in there and experiment. Keep notes. You know what I'm saying?
Mentor.
Yeah, get a mentor. Find somebody who's reloading and say, "Hey, man, that's what I used to do." When I used to shoot competition, those guys used to reload, and I say, "Hey, what bullet you use? What load you use? Are you using any special casings and primers?" Primers and powder and bullets was the primary. You didn't want to know the grain of bullet. Mm-hmm. They also want to know if the grain of bullet was a .355 or 0.356. That's the wideness in the diameter, because it makes a difference in the pressure that comes out of the barrel. Okay. The 356, if you have 356 bullet diameter in there, you'll have to use less powder. If you have a 355, you have to use more powder, because it's the grooves. The grooves won't be as tight with a 355 as will be a 356. Mm-hmm. So then you're gonna look. Then we used to go through what type of powder you're using. I used to use, when I first started, I was using some old powder from back in the day that I didn't know. And they was like, "Man, you need to get this tight group." And I was like, "What's this tight group?" And I started reading the specs and looking how they're shooting it. Then so I loaded some and took it out, did a chronograph on my stuff. Then I realized this is what I'm getting, exactly what they were saying with that powder load, because they tell you the powder load. They go put 3.5, 3.6 grains in there, and this is what you need for the sport. Right. And so I did. A lot of people don't
understand that. Explain the powder
factor. Powder factor. Yeah, the powder factor for IDPA, you needed to have over, I think it was 960 in order to pass. Anything less than that, you're not passing powder factor, and you'll be disqualified from using that ammunition. And so you wanted to have a powder factor in between 9 and 1,000. Mm-hmm. And so that's the feet per second that is coming off the rail of your barrel. And so if you have that, that's what they said, that was the standard that you needed to have, because if you go out there with a 8 or somewhere in there, your bullets are barely going to go, and you can win the whole match just by with one hand.
Very flat shooting gun.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's almost like shooting a BB gun. You know what I'm saying?
Because I've been in competition with people who experimented and they had their own little recipe. And mm-hmm. I don't know if Jay's watching, but if he is, he remembers. And he was first, but it didn't knock the plate over. And
mm-hmm. It happened to me.
And it happened to me. Hit pink and dropped straight down. And he's looking at me, and I'm like, bing, 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 taking those plates out. And he's like, "Yo, I'm first." No, you're not. Yeah. First one to drop it, not the first one to hit it. The first one to drop it.
It happened to me on the sanctioned match. and I had them powder loads in there. And I shot that thing and bing, bing. Neil's like, oh, wait a minute, there's something wrong. So
Right. When your
luckily,
bullet can knock a plate over, there's a problem.
luckily they got the match director came out there, his gun, and shot it, and the plate wouldn't go over. I was like, oh Lord, if they only knew.
That's when
If
you
they
just be
only
quiet
knew.
and let them make everything for you.
Right. So then it was a thing I didn't know about for a long time was primers. Winchester primers are horrible, horrible primers. And they just, you get so many misfires with Winchester primers. So all the guys in the competition world was using CCIs. I was out of maybe about 200 or 300. I may get one primer that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, them primers, they were straight on. I never got a light strike on them, nothing. They ran like champs. And so everybody was buying CCI primers. And so if you had CCI primers, tight group, and now it was always coming down to the bullets. And a lot of people were buying extreme bullets. Extreme bullets was great. Then a lot of guys were saying, okay, let's get the berries. And I was like, berries was expensive, you know, and I didn't see the difference in berries from extreme, you know what I'm saying?
But
And
at that point, you had experience with it, so you knew what you were doing.
right.
Like, you could tell the difference. A lot of times, guys are getting in and they don't know the difference between, you know, one primer and the other than the fact that it may not ignite.
Right. Yeah. And yeah. So it took a lot of experimenting and taking a lot of notes and talking to a lot of people. And after the matches, a lot of people don't realize when we left after the matches to go eat dinner, most of those guys, we were sitting there talking shop.
Right.
We were sitting there talking about use this type of bullet, use this type of primer, you know, and crimp it half this. And it also makes a difference on how you crimp it. You can do a full crimp, you can do a full factory crimp, you can do a half crimp, you know, and the tighter the crimp, the more pressure the bullet needs to come off the casing. So there's a lot of different factors that you learn from just doing reloading. And a lot of these cats, they're just going out there to reloading, and it's, I understand you want to make some factory ammo and stuff, but you're going to burn up a lot of ammunition, and you're going to mess up some stuff. With a small 1 pound thing of tight group, I was able to load 4,000 rounds with 1 pound of tight group for 9mm. That's a lot.
Those in the days when it was cost efficient to reload.
Yes. Oh yeah. So I was cranking them babies out, boy. It was like once a week. I was cranking out 400 rounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm burning them up. I was like, I go to the range and go shoot, and I was like, I shoot. I don't care. You know, how many rounds I throw down range. Now I'm sitting there. Every time I shoot a bullet, I'm sitting there going ching 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 ching.
Right. And that's how I feel too. And Omar, I tell you, the last time that we were out there, I'm looking back down in range, just looking, going, something. I think, you know, kept looking for a magazine, something, but it was the damn ammo that I left out there on the ground. And I was looking back, kept saying, I think I'm missing something. Then he's like, no, you got everything. And we're looking down. It's all them damn shell casings I'm missing. That's what it is. I'm feeling it in my pocket right now.
Oh yeah. I mean, it hurts, man. It really hurts nowadays to go shoot. And look like somebody
back when we would shooting matches, I kid you not, bro, it was probably about 1,500 rounds at least every 3 months, if not more than that.
Wow.
500 rounds.
Okay. Yeah. So WK said he never had an issue with Winchester CCI or Federal primers, but Remington is horrible primers. Yeah, different folks, different experiences. Me, I used to use Winchester for shotgun, CCI for pistol, and I stayed away from Federal because they were a little bit too hard for me. So you know what I'm saying? But Remington I never mess with.
If you only clean your guns every once a year, that's not gonna work.
No. Once every 2 years. Now the competition rifle, I was rubbing on that baby every week. Man, I'm rubbing on it and cleaning
I
every
remember the
week.
first time you went,
Uh,
you shot it, and then the next week you took it out, and there was a bunch of stuff. And I think you went back to the factory, or you had a
Yeah,
call.
I swapped it out. They gave me a
Yep.
whole new gun. Yeah.
And then it was like, and they said next time, blah blah blah, and we shot it again, and you were like, "Man, I hate this gun."
Yeah. I spent an hour cleaning that gun or more.
Picks,
Maybe, yeah.
buffing.
Yeah. I break out the Dremel tool and I'm buffing the piston and cleaning the other cylinder. Man, I ain't cleaned no gun like that
Oh
before.
man, so
That's ridiculous.
most people don't understand why the tears are welling up in my eyes. I never cleaned a damn thing. The first
Right.
time we got together to do this, I shot his AK and I picked it up and there was soot in my hand from just picking up the gun. And he looked at me like, "What?" And I said, "Bro, you ever clean this?" He said, "No, it's an AK."
Not supposed to clean them. I mean, that's the way they run.
Yeah.
WK said tight group powder goes tight group powder a little goes a long way, and it does. It's like the nitroglycerin of powder, and I love it for the prices for the tight group. You just got to be careful with it. You just can't go over the recommended things. Like it's for, like, if you're gonna do a one, I don't have my Bible in front of me, but if you have a one, I think it's a 115 grain bullet, don't go over 4 grains of powder in there, because you're gonna blow your gun up. I mean, you're done. You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
it goes both ways. You get people who make powder puffs, and then you make people who make, I don't know, kryptonite bullets. You
Yeah,
know, they-
because a lot of these, yeah, they make the heavy when they're trying to make what do you call them, hot loads, you know what I'm saying, thinking they're doing something. It's like, what are you doing? You really don't need to do all that. And the Bible even says that for hollow points you don't even need to do that, but people do it anyway.
That's why when I come across loose rounds on the ground out at the range, we shoot at a range that looks just like the pictures behind us, and you know, other shooters are there before you, or weeks before you, and rounds get ejected and people can't find them and they leave them on the ground. I pick them up and there's a bucket in the back near the shed, and I just toss them in the bucket. I used to shoot them. Because I figured, I shoot Glocks, and
there could be reloads though, and you blow your stuff up. Yeah, I've seen several guns get blown up on the range, and so it's not a pretty sight.
You know, Public Enemy said, "Can't trust it."
No, not a pretty sight at all. So you just got to be really careful here. Let's talk about something that is really happening in one of these gorgeous states here. Hold on, before we do, he said plus P loads. Yeah, plus P loads are unnecessary, very unnecessary. But a lot of people shoot plus P ammunition.
Right. When you say unnecessary for what?
If you have a non-plus P gun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
If your gun is not rated for plus P, do not shoot plus P ammo.
Remember, I'm from the revolver days, and we loved plus P, and plus P had plenty of evidence to show for itself.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't Magnum, but it wasn't just 38 Special.
Hey, Reggie.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying, but plus P hurt my wrist. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, come on now. And everybody was like, I need a gun to shoot plus P. And the hollow points, and you had hollow point cells plus P. It's like,
that's what I'm talking about. When we talking about revolvers, and plus P was the king.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, in the 80s, plus P. If you didn't have a plus P, you was a loser. You know what I'm saying?
And then plus P plus, which is supposed to be for law enforcement, but how they restrict that?
I bought some plus P plus. You know what I'm saying? And
but it wasn't a Magnum.
No, it wasn't Magnum. It was regular
38 Special plus P plus.
Plus P plus. Yeah, I had some. I had I was shooting them out of my 357, so that's why I was. And it was cheaper shooting plus P plus out of a 357 than it was buying the 357 rounds. Yeah, so that's what you do. Absolutely. Yeah, that's how you got away with it. But you guys been paying attention to what's been going on in this lovely state above us here in Georgia. Tennessee, you have the gun grabbers up there in Tennessee, and I don't know why they picked Tennessee to try to push gun control. That doesn't make sense because
Mm-mm.
Tennessee is not a gun control friendly place. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
I mean,
they're very not tolerant.
no, they
It's
do
the,
not
the,
care.
the
Um, did you push
Obviously,
it?
we got termites.
Well, first thing is, you gotta know what they're biting on.
You
Hey,
got
I
the
told you to
video
hire.
going.
Obviously, we got termites.
The first thing is, you gotta know what
It's
they're
like
biting
it's
on.
hung up.
Hey, I told you to hire a.
Oh, you
bug.
gotta let it play.
Yeah, I ain't let it play. We just move
Okay.
on. You can read it. This
Yeah,
guy right here. This guy.
yeah. So Tennessee expelled 2 senators, and they're both black. They would have got rid of the woman too. She only
She's 60 and
was,
what she said. Let
Huh?
her say what she said. She's 60 and white. That's why she wasn't expelled. That's what she said.
she said that. No, got saved because the other 2 guys were freshmen. They really didn't know him, and she's been there longer. And
Real
also,
bro, right here. What's this say?
well, you know what site this is coming from. I'm sorry.
She said it. I
What's
am a
that?
60-year-old white woman, and they were 2 young black men, Johnson said.
Yeah,
She
they
added
turned it
that
into a
Kirsten
racist thing.
Jones were questioned in a demeaning way by lawmakers before their expulsion.
Yeah, but you see, it didn't matter what she just said because what she just contradicted herself. If that was the case, them cats would have never got voted in Tennessee. You see what I'm saying? So
But
how
she's
can you make
saying
a
she didn't get expelled because of her race and being old.
yeah? But they got voted in
Yeah,
for being
but
black.
being voted in by the populace and being voted out by your other politicians is totally different.
When
The
you break the
lawmakers
rule,
are not.
they broke the rules. They went out
Oh,
there
no.
and
Oh,
yeah.
is this a debate? Is this what we're
No,
doing
it's
right now?
not a debate. No, I'm not. I'm just
I'm just telling you
I'm just giving
what she
right.
said.
Just what she said. Yeah, she's full of it too, and she totally turned this whole thing into a race
That's
scenario.
the 3 of them right there.
Yeah, they should have got rid of her too.
Mhm.
You know, the only reason they didn't get rid of her, she was kept by 1 vote. One vote. I wonder who that one person was that saved her. Somebody saved her because she was gone too.
Mhm.
If they had been thinking, they would have said, "You know what? How this is going to look down the road? We just go ahead and get rid of her big ass."
But the thing is, they went after this and used an emotional moment in order to grab more minds, more
Mhm.
people to say to be more anti-gun.
Mhm.
Like I always say, those folks in the middle is who we need to speak to, not the ones that totally disagree with us, not people who are already a staunch Second Amendment proponents. You need to talk to the people in the middle because that's who these guys were after. That's who they went for, and all those young people that ran into
Capital.
their capital. That's who they were. There was all those
Mhm.
middle liners who now got emotional and they showed up, and that's the
Yeah.
problem. They're going to show up, and if we don't show them law-abiding citizen is different than a nut job that rolls up and kills kids, and if you can't determine that, then we got a problem right there. That's a problem.
Yeah. It's a hard problem, but the whole problem is you got news organizations that are totally working against the American people, and so when you go
Where
out,
they get the information from?
they
Follow
make
that
some
source.
of them make it up. Some of them
Mhm.
actually make it up,
Yep,
and
and then 14 others will follow suit. You ever type in an article and you find one article and then find the exact same article from 14 different other locations? That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
mhm.
Tell me
They
something
all
about
say
that.
the same thing.
Exact
Uh,
same article.
yeah. So our news media has been taken over and hijacked because nobody's talking about the victims. You know what I'm saying? Up
Right.
there in Tennessee, everybody's just saying, "Well, this thing wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the guns." Everybody knows from what's been leaking out from this girl's or boy, whatever it was. What do you call it? Manifesto that this person had mental issues.
Right.
They shouldn't even never owned firearms. And
They were hidden. Remember that they were hidden. They were
right.
sneaked.
And so this person wanted to carry out something, and we still don't know why, but we have an idea why. They just won't release it because if they do, it's going to be a retaliation on a lot of people. and they know, they can't release this thing. This was a hate crime. It was no other thing but a hate crime.
Mhm.
So, but if you go after them, you get prosecuted for a hate crime. So,
Well, you
and
saw that even the administration came forward and they were giving their condolences for the whole community.
right right,
That's crazy.
for their community.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Not the people who got
With the Skittles.
gunned down.
Not to mention any particular groups. I don't want to alienate anybody, but the Skittles.
Yeah, the rainbow people.
That one.
Yeah, the rainbow people.
Mhm.
They're giving them more sympathy than the people who got actually killed. So it doesn't really make any damn sense. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And we just got to pay attention to what's going on, because they're still in Tennessee, in the capital, and they're trying to get the news and help galvanize and push this thing. They got the college kids out there protesting and trying to push Tennessee into pushing a gun control law. In Tennessee, it's like, it's not happening. Me, myself, if I was the governor of Tennessee, it'd be right gear out of there in that capital. But since the capital is the people's house, I would get them out of there. You wouldn't be in there protesting. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I
Right.
say, hey, this is our state, and this is what we believe in. You don't like it, you need to get out of here, because most of them, if they start arresting those people, I guarantee you they're not even from Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot, and
Same thing that was happening in the state of in Georgia
mhm.
at Cop City,
Right.
and they start making arrests, and all of a sudden, majority of the people are not even from the state of Georgia, not
No.
even from Atlanta, but not even the state of Georgia,
Mhm.
which is crazy.
The people who are protesting are guarantee you those are BLM people. Just because
Mhm.
they're white doesn't mean they're not BLM people or an Antifa people. They just won't show the signs or have the gear on to prove who they are.
Right.
Because everybody knows if they show up and show their faces, then everybody knows you got a terrorist organization out there on the ground.
Mhm.
So
But they're not idiots neither. That's the key. They're not idiots.
no, they're
You
being
got to deal with them. You got to deal with them with a strategy that's not for idiots. You got to deal with them on a one-on-one.
no brute force. That's how you
Yeah.
deal with them.
Mhm.
Brute force.
That's my
Yeah.
point. But you
Yeah.
can't go in there thinking that these people are stupid and you can just overrun them and overtalk them. You can't do that.
No, I wouldn't talk. Talking is done. Isn't enough talking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's time to get down.
Did
I
you
mean,
see any of the videos from there?
that's from Tennessee. Yeah, they've been
Yeah.
mild, but you saw the videos that came out of California at the Trump rally when the Antifa guys was out there, and they was going at it. I mean, the California people were sitting out there going toe to toe with these guys. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, make it happen. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? To protect yourself and defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because what they're doing, they're going out there with these skateboards, and as soon as you turn your back, they knock you in your head with that skateboard.
So you think that was peaceful?
No, that wasn't peaceful. Even the Tennessee one is not peaceful. You saw what they were doing. They were almost
Just
spitting in the cop's face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. You got some 4'5" woman weighs 300 pounds sitting there screaming and yelling. Her breath smell like bacon. You know what I'm saying? Bacon and biscuits. You know what I'm saying? Yelling in your face, and she's like 2 feet in front of you. Come on, man. That's disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And ain't nobody wearing masks, and they got some foul breath. Some of them don't even shave their armpits. You know what I'm saying?
we went to hygiene too.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, look at them. You walking around with blue and green hair, you got some issues. That's mental issues right there. You know what I'm saying?
With that part.
Yeah. And
It's expression of self. You don't understand. You're too old.
Yeah, hygiene is, especially on a woman. I mean, shave your armpits. You know what I'm saying? And that's the new thing for this younger generation. They're not shaving their armpits. You know what I'm saying? So automatically they're trying to. Well, we're not for the system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I think there's a merit to what you just said. I think that it is a positive and a negative at the same time. I think they're changing up some stuff, and some of these young people out here are doing some things that are different that haven't been done before, or they're not towing the line like it was done before, and that's a positive. But on the other side, sometimes they go a little too far.
well, they brainwashing the college kids the same way they brainwashed them right when the Vietnam War was going on. But now you have those same people who were protesting back then are the professors in those colleges now. So
Yeah.
they know how to brainwash them. And so what they're doing, if your kid goes in there, they're either going to be they're going to change their sexes, or they're going to be or they're going to be on this liberal trip, one of the two. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you cannot send your kid to a normal college, man. I mean,
Well,
they
you gotta make sure that your kids are grounded and that you keep them woke. Don't let them go to sleep, man. Make sure they
yeah,
pay
but you know
attention to
they're
what's
gonna
going
sick one
on.
of them blue hair girls on him if it's a guy, and they're gonna try to turn him out. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's a chick, they're gonna send another chick to turn her out. You know, they know how to do them, man. I mean, this is psyops, bro. And the
Oh, it's
biggest,
definitely deep.
yeah, and the biggest way they win psyops is with sex. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. I mean, CIA has
I,
been using
I'm scared of
they
this.
they've been
This
using
algorithm.
uh what that honeypots for
Mhm.
decades. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they know how it works. That's how they're doing it in colleges today. That's why the kids come back. You can't, if a kid's college education educated, you can't talk to them. You can't tell them they know it all, bro. You know?
Mm, we got some that they're not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
I
Our
haven't. I
our
don't. I
main
don't.
man watching right now. He listens. He
Oh,
learned
he's
from
in
both of
college.
us.
Well, that's a different. He's a gun-toting, free-loving American. You know what I'm saying?
Right. My man Reggie right
Yeah.
there. He is too.
Yeah.
Reggie listen. And I mean, I'm telling you, and I listen to
Come
them
on,
too.
Reggie.
And they know a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and I listen to them, and they tell me things that I don't know about in the younger culture, and then I tell them things about marksmanship, things that I
Mhm.
know, life lessons. I'm not gonna put them all in that same basket, bro. We
Well,
got hope.
I
We
said
got hope.
I put some in that basket.
Okay,
Some. I
okay,
put
okay.
some in that
I will
basket.
tell you, there's a
Yeah.
lot, and if you ask either one of them, they'll tell you the same thing. There's a lot of them out there that they probably roll their eyes at when they see the folks come around because there's nothing you can tell them. They can't even reach them. So I
Mhm.
get that part, but I do think there's a significant portion of young people out there that will surprise all of us here. That would are in tune to the Second Amendment, understand the Second Amendment, and know how important the Second Amendment is.
Yeah.
That guy that we were just talking about, that guy you were just talking about, one of the guys that got ejected, he has a speech and it's on
Got
Instagram.
ejected. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one guy that got ejected from
Oh
Tennessee.
yeah. He was trying to
He
talk like.
mentioned while he's in his goodbye speech, he's saying things like the Ku Klux Klan and bringing up all these racist and aggressive, not just guys that don't give you a job or overlook you, but they're actual people who are out there going to try to kill you and string you up. Well, how the hell are you going to defend yourself if you just said get all the guns away? We're going to do
Yeah.
call the police. You know, call the police.
Yeah.
And then when the police show up and they take their hoods off and they all the same police and the same clans, they're all in the same. Now what's
And
the
you
big?
and you guys got to look at. Think about this now. That
Mhm.
group was protesting was all white. So then they get two freshman black guys to stand up and go against the Second Amendment and figure nobody's going to go after him because, black guys supposed to be in right now because, we had this incident. You know what I'm saying? And they figured nobody's going to touch them. And they fell on their own sword. Oh, I think it's hilarious. The guy in the black, I saw his speech. He was trying to sound like Martin Luther King in his speech when he was leaving. It's like, come, dude, you're not you can't even step in the shoes of what Martin Luther King did. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And you sit up here, and so they.
And if just using that gentleman that you just mentioned, just using him, he was denied a gun permit. He was lawfully not the Tennessee dude. Martin Luther King was denied a
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the
when he
Tennessee.
was under extreme duress. And
Yeah,
his
yeah,
family had been firebombed.
Yeah,
and
he
wanted to
had been.
protect his family,
They
and
threatened
said
his
no.
life. Yeah, they
Right.
said no, but he had a Roscoe anyway.
Oh,
They got pitched. Yeah, he had it anyway.
You
So
have to do what you got to do. You try to
Yeah.
go, you do the legal route, but if you want
Right.
to defend yourself, either you're gonna be a victim or you're gonna defend yourself.
he wanted it because he was traveling from state to state, and he wanted.
And
to
he's
be able
also
to
got his
carry-
house firebombed when his children had just left.
Yeah. So
So, and then you got people like this that turn around and say we should get rid. What are we gonna do? Wait for the cops?
right.
What's that other one they say? When seconds count, the
Oh,
cops
oh.
are minutes away.
But them cats probably in Tennessee, them guys were probably saying, F the cops. You know what I'm saying? When all this city burning was going on, and that's funny because BLM was sitting up there saying F the cops the whole time. Get rid of the cops. Get rid of the cops. We don't need them. They're
That's
just
funny.
killing black men at an alarming rate. You know what I'm saying? And now they're like, well, you get rid of your guns and you call the cops.
Right.
But you just got rid of the cops.
Mm-hmm.
So
You got
it's
social
like,
workers.
yeah, it's not making any sense, man.
Not at
People
all.
are silly.
Right. And then the problem is the followers don't stop and listen. Don't stop and listen to what these people are saying, what rhetoric is coming out of it. Because in the end of it all, you're better off defending yourself than to stand by waiting for somebody to come help.
Right. Right. Don't.
And it's a scary proposition. I do understand that. It really is. But it's the facts. It's really the truth.
Right.
That's why I don't fight the streets. I don't fight the streets. You wanna meet me in the gym, and I got my favorite ref with me and a coach in the corner, and we could pay somebody to be the judge. Come on, let's do it. When
Yeah,
I'm
I
out
ain't
there in the
fighting.
middle of the street and ain't nobody, man. You don't want me out there with that because
Yeah.
I realize I'm all by myself,
Mhm.
and then when I'm all by myself, I turn into an animal.
And or if you're winning, they may get some of his boys and jump in on you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't make no sense.
No.
And the
So-
stupidness that we hear all the time, people talking about shoot a fair one. How's that going to be done with no referee, no judge? You're not in the rink. You don't have medical nearby just in case somebody gets knocked out. As much as I plan to destroy this person, it may work against me. Now what? I'm at the
Yeah.
mercy of this guy. Come on now,
Yeah.
that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I advocate people mind your business. Mind your business.
Yep.
Keep walking. Suck it up. And trust me, I've never been like this before. The world is changing, so have I. I'll mind my business. I'll shut it up. You call me whatever you want. Just don't touch me. We good.
Right.
I'm
Right.
walking.
Right. Yeah.
I apologize when I bump people. I get closer. My bad. 'Cause look, you know what? On the one side, I know what I can do, and I'm not playing with no damn guns.
Right.
So if the guns come out, I'm going to work. And
Right.
it's not gonna
Because
be
you don't want to take that gun out of your holster over emotion.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
I
You
don't
want
wanna
to
take
take
it out over that person's emotions.
it
That
depends
one,
on
that person gonna be the one emotion first. But trust me, you know me. I'm gonna be as cool and calm as a cucumber. Inside, I'm rattled like a moon. But outside, you won't know it. You won't know it. You won't know it
right.
until you laying there really not realizing you came in second place. And then
Right.
but I don't want
Right.
that. I want that for you.
Yeah, because it's not a winning battle. Even if you win, the consequences behind it. If you're in the wrong county and this thing happened, you got one of those liberal DAs, and they're gonna put when every shooting goes to grand jury, and when that liberal DA finds out what's going on, you're a firearms instructor, and you're not towing the Democratic Party line. I mean,
you're getting street cred. This was your street
Yeah.
cred. This was your come ups. No, man. I've heard it
Right.
all.
Prime example. Look what happened to that guy in Texas. He just got convicted of murder. He was a guy who drove into the crowd, and they was having a BLM, and the guy with the AK was in front of him. He saw the guy raising up the AK at him, so he's sitting in the driver's seat. He juices the guy with the AK, while other people around hit him, downed him, dropped him, and gets out of the car, turns himself into to the police. Well, he just had his trial a couple of days ago. Then they charged him with murder. And so the governor of Texas said, I'm going to issue this dude a full pardon. He should not go to prison. And I'm for that. You know what I'm saying? And In
this
the,
incident that happened in Texas or the one that happened in North Carolina?
no, this happened. This happened in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah, this happened in Texas. Yeah, and that's the only reason the governor can do a pardon there in Texas for him. And um, but it's like you know, you can't look at the circumstances yet and say, well, he shouldn't have been there and all this other stuff. He was there. He saw something happen. He felt threatened for his life. He protected himself. And so, if a jury, I don't know what did they present into the grand jury to
Mhm.
get this thing to take it to trial, but it had to be so much stuff, and there's probably a lot of anti-gun stuff because he was a soldier, he was a veteran, and it just had to be so much. And that jury they had to pick, that jury must have came out of Austin, Texas. I mean, it was like because usually juries in Texas, if it's a shooting, you're going to be found out guilty. You know what I'm saying? Especially
like you said, depending on what part of Texas you're in.
depends on what part it could. Yeah, I need to look up the case and see what city it was in. If it was in Dallas, you might as well forget it. It's Houston. If it was in main cities, those cities are all just about liberal. You know what I'm saying? And Austin is even worse. You know what I'm saying? So you go into Austin, you're in miniature California, basically. I mean, you got everybody walking around just hating Texas. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
yeah.
Austin.
You looking at
Austin.
It was in Austin?
Yeah.
That's why. See? Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. It was in Austin. Yeah. And those people there, and it's, Austin's a big, huge college town. Austin is where remember in the 1960s you had the bell tower shooter. That's the campus that's Austin, Texas, where it happened at. Yeah.
You see that second paragraph? Actually, those two paragraphs that kind of sums it up. The case hinged on whether the shooting was in self-defense. A jury found on Friday that Perry, who was white, shot and killed Garrett Forster, a 28-year-old white man who was carrying an AK-47, according to the Austin American Statesman newspaper. Perry was driving in the city the night of the shooting and turned his Uber vehicle onto a street where a Black Lives Matter crowd was marching. According to media, Perry stopped and several protesters, including Forster, approached his vehicle. Protesters told police they were feared they were being assaulted with the vehicle, according to the media accounts. Wow.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
This guy's just trying to make some money, man.
Yeah. So who's in fear? Whose life the most?
Right.
And you got a guy with an AK, or you sitting there with a pistol. That AK is more fearful because what AK can do to you.
It's going right through that windshield.
It's going through that windshield, and then you.
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody knows who the driver is.
And that guy, and he came up there thinking he was Billy Bad, and not realizing Perry knew how to use a handgun and juiced him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean,
dang.
Yeah. And then, at least he don't have to serve no time in prison. And he'd be pardoned and all that to be erased from his record. He'd be scot-free. He just got to get out of Austin and go move to somewhere else.
Definitely.
Yeah,
that's the same thing we talked about before as far as your decision at that time. You can't be taught that. You can learn everything up to that moment until you actually have to do it. That's another learning moment, because it has to be an ongoing thing that you understand your life is in danger versus you being afraid.
Right.
Being threatened versus being in a harmful situation. That at the end of this, no matter what's going to happen, you can't get out of this without using a firearm. And it has to, and you don't have a second chance, and you don't have another opinion. It's right then and there how you deal with it. And then on top of that, look at this. In this situation, nobody really knows, because I'm sure that they didn't get based upon that little article we just read, which is from Reuters, which is pretty much as best you're going to get as far as a sound reporting media outlet. Nobody said that he actually did it. Nobody said he didn't do it. And now, why would you point or AK at a guy
Yeah.
unless you shoot it, and though you want to scare him.
And
see,
this was,
that's
and
guns
seeing this guy, Perry was a combat veteran.
Mhm.
So when he saw that AK, he knew what was going to go down. So his whole thing was just reaction at that point. You know, what
we
I'm
see
saying?
that happening here a lot. People pointing guns at somebody, and the other person they don't see it as a joke.
No,
I don't see pointing guns at people as a joke.
yeah, but some people just don't. You know, we've seen a lot of videos where people point guns at people, and the people, especially in this state, and some people don't even do anything. They just look at them. You know, what
They
I'm
don't
saying?
know no better, or they think, oh, they don't know the rules of gun safety for one, and
Mhm.
then for two, they're ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't
Right.
nothing to do with me, bro. I mean, that to me is just like, don't point that at me, because when I react to you, it's going to be harsh and it's going to be fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's getting wild. So,
Yeah.
Florida just passed their concealed carry law.
Is that 26?
Yeah, 26. They said North Carolina. Is it North Carolina? Yeah, North Carolina is going to be next. That's what they're thinking. And
Yeah,
they've
it was
been,
almost to 27.
yeah, it'll be 27. Right. Everybody's freaking out.
Mhm.
The people down in Florida are just going nuts. There's a bunch of stupid
Oh, my
instructors going nuts too.
goodness. Yeah, we saw that first.
Yeah, talking about it's going to make it the Wild Wild West. But there was a sheriff in Florida said gun control laws don't do anything for the criminals. Criminals will always have guns.
Right.
So
Gun
the
control
sheriffs
laws-
is they're standing up for that. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Because they understand, they can't be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have somebody that's willing to defend themselves, especially against bodily harm, and defend at a high level like that, they want those people in the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they just have to come in and do paperwork.
Yeah, pick up the pieces. I mean,
Right.
think about it, man. If somebody's breaking into your house right now, and I'm not talking about just walking on your property, but literally trying to break into your home, and you're defending yourself while they're also police responding.
Yep.
That's a plus to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's a plus to them.
Yep. Constitution care. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They just had an incident. I just saw it on TV. I haven't looked it up yet. You can probably search for it now. Lady in her home. Husband died a year ago from cancer. She's in her home with her, her and her son, and guys trying to break into the house, and she has a shotgun and a pistol, and she's on the phone 911. She said, can I shoot them if they come through the door? 911 operator said, I can't tell you to do that, but you do what you have to do to defend yourself. And that dude came in that door and she lit him up, and she had no remorse about it.
Right.
Killed him dead, and they were like, right on, because the police wouldn't, they couldn't get there in time. Yeah, there was no way they can get there.
It's just not possible.
No. And so she barricaded herself in the bedroom and took care of business. And that's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? So one down. And the criminals getting bolder and bolder, man. And they're really getting bold. And
it's it's the same thing you mentioned earlier, right? When we were talking about the fact that ammunition prices, the economy, and things like that, people are getting desperate. And when people get desperate, they do things that are out of ordinary. And part of that is breaking into houses and doing things that you wouldn't see previously.
While you're there, it happened to a woman in Oklahoma last week, and as we hear in this dramatic 911 call, she took matters into her own hands.
No, they need to hurry. He's going to break this thing open. And if he does, I'll have to kill him, ma'am. I don't want to kill him.
That's the voice of 57-year-old Donna Jackson, reacting to an intruder breaking into her home in rural Oklahoma.
Okay, and you have a gun?
Yeah, yes, I do. I do not have it out.
Okay. Just I want you to say
gun, and I will use it.
Jackson called 911 and for more than 10 minutes pleaded for help.
He's still here.
Yeah, I can hear him banging. Can you understand what he's saying at all?
Well, he's crazy. He's crazy.
I can hear him yell.
Scared and alone, Jackson took out a shotgun. Dispatchers informed her of her rights.
Okay, County 13 is advising that you can defend your property if you need to.
Oh, they gave
I
her
don't want to have
permission.
to kill this man, but I'll kill him graveyard dead man.
I understand.
Graveyard.
All right.
Eventually, the suspect, Billy Riley, used a chair and a patio table to break into the house.
I've turned off all the lights I can. Oh, crap, he's breaking in.
He's breaking in now.
He's breaking in now.
He's breaking
Got
in.
the gun on him.
Still, Jackson was reluctant to shoot.
He looks to be an older man. I don't want to kill him.
I understand, ma'am.
He's kicking the door. Please hurry.
But a few minutes later, her worst fears came true.
Oh, he's got it. He's out of here, ma'am. I'm putting the phone down.
She hung up on me. He came through the window. He came through the door. He threw a chair through the door.
And 1 minute later, there were shots.
Yes, dear God, hurry.
Okay.
Not yet. Hurry.
Can you? Oh my God.
I shot him going out front. I hit him.
Oh, she cleaning up.
God, help me. Oh, please, dear God, I think I've killed him. Please, Father in heaven. Please, Father in heaven.
The
She's very
suspect was
reluctant.
killed. The
Yeah.
only thing Jackson was left with was anguish.
Oh, ma'am, I saw him.
It's okay, ma'am. It's okay.
He hasn't moved, but I saw him.
Okay.
Man, it's hard to listen to right there, bro.
Yeah, man, it's real
Yeah.
deal, and that's the
Yeah.
thing I was saying before. It's a stark understanding. You know, I'm not trying to tell anybody you need to go out there and do something like that, but I'm telling you, got to mentally be ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you by yourself, you have no other recourse, and it's inevitable at this point. There's no
Yeah.
reset. There's no, oh, I'm not ready yet. It's happening, and it's continually getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
What's that?
No, it's continually getting worse.
Oh yeah, it is, man. It
It's not
is.
just that
Yeah.
one incident happening there.
Yeah,
But it's happening all over. There's
that was
people.
just a couple of days ago, man.
I get calls
Yeah.
all the time of people just wanting to know what kind of gun should they buy. You know,
Right, for home
or-
defense.
for home
Yeah.
defense, because they,
Yeah.
they don't want to carry. They don't want to carry on a regular basis, but they want a firearm in their house. Even if they never use it, it makes them feel more empowered.
Get
Just
that
to-
shotgun. You know what I'm saying? If they're not good shooters, get them to get that shotgun. Put some double I buck in there and
Yep.
nine or 11 pellets and go for
Yeah,
it.
it's what you just said. Double odd buck
Mm-hmm.
puts down people.
Yes,
Bird
it
shot.
does. Oh, it does.
Bird shots for birds.
Yeah, but you can take birdshot and pour wax in there. make a wax load.
Basically, you got a slug.
You got a slug, basically. Yeah, it does. It's nasty. I don't recommend for people who can't shoot to use slugs.
It's almost like using a rifle.
Yeah, you got to aim, and you will miss.
I'm a double up buck, and that's what. Please, people,
Yeah.
please. If you never hear anything
But-
from ever, please listen to me when I tell you. You still have to aim a shotgun.
You got to aim. Yeah, but
Not
you think, yeah,
The camera, you point and shoot. You have
pull
to.
up to the shoulder and aim. But you heard her; she shot all 5 shots,
Mhm.
and that's what you got to do with it. Double I buck. You can't just shoot one time and it's gonna blow them out the front door. It's not gonna happen that way.
Nope.
So you
Even
got
if they
to.
look at you.
Yeah, they're gonna stand there and look at you. So this empty that whole. You should have 6 in there if you take the plug out, and so this hit them with all that 6, you know, and you should have an extra 5 that's on the side, and then start reloading those extra 5.
That takes practice and training.
Yeah, so
Right.
we got an
Yeah.
excellent
That's why-
shotgun class.
Like I told, yes, exactly, and that's what I
Right.
told my man. I said, just because you get a shotgun, you got to learn how to load it. And
Right.
learning how to load it from YouTube is cool, but actually getting out there and shooting it is a totally different situation.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to load and shoot. I forgot to open the phone line, so I just opened them. Let's go 446920561. So if you guys want to call in real quick and say something, that's fine. If you don't,
Just say hi, man. We'll give you a free package
Yeah.
just for you to say hi, man.
right? Yeah. So yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's what's happening, man. People are breaking in people's houses. They don't care, man. They do not care.
In the
They
state
don't-
of Georgia and in the I say Atlanta vicinity, in the region of metropolitan Atlanta, there's guys doing car break-ins and they're carrying guns. They got one guy walking down the middle of the street, and the other ones are going in and out.
The one in the middle of the street's got the gun.
And some of the ones that are going in and out of cars, they're stealing. They're looking for guns.
They're looking for guns. So
Fighting people's cars because you park your car in the driveway. I don't think that a car is a vault, or a car is a holster, or a car is any place that you can store a firearm overnight.
you shouldn't
I
store
understand.
money, laptops, nothing in there.
Exactly.
Take it all out.
And people feel that when they pull up on their property that they're safe.
Right.
You're not. Because
Right.
these guys are not coming in your house. They're on that property line. Of course, we can go debate and all that day long. How far can you defend your property, right?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying we have seen in some counties where they allowed, especially in the state of Georgia, the guy to come out and fight and defend his outside property and
Right.
never was arrested.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. As I said,
And
I'm
that
not-
wasn't a white guy who
debating
did it.
that
That was a
part.
black guy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it was in Conyers.
It was in Congress. Yeah.
And he defeated three. It was 3 against 1.
Right.
He used a rifle against 3 dudes with handguns.
He shot up his
Yeah, I
own
got
car, but yeah.
Well, hey, 4 o'clock in the morning, everybody thought it was something else. When all the chips laid, he was 100% in the right.
Right. Yeah. So it's a judgment call. You know what I'm saying? I keep
Well,
my
at the
cars
same
in the
time-
garage. I don't park them on the street. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
See, that's the thing too. Some people can't. Some people they have off-street parking, but it's still open and people walk on. I mean, I'm watching these videos on these Ring cameras, and these guys are walking up on the people's property. They're inches from
Their front
inches from
door.
the side
Yeah.
doors. I
Mhm.
mean, these guys don't give a damn.
Right.
So you can't tell me, you can't convince me in any way that I'm going to give up every opportunity for me to defend myself and my family and wait for the government to show up.
Right. Right.
It's overworked and they don't have enough officers as it is across
Right.
the nation. Across the nation, police departments are short, like
Mhm.
20% across the nation. Everyone. That means every agency in America, for the most part, if you do an average, is down men or women that they need to patrol.
But
the
you
street.
saw what Atlanta PD is doing, right? They raised the salary for the first time police to 52,000.
Yep.
And you get a take home car. They let you take the police car home.
They're letting people take the car home over 30 miles outside of the jurisdiction at this point.
That's
They're
right.
just trying to get candidates.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's right. And most of the candidates I'm seeing is a 5'2".
Give him a break.
5'2". It's like, what are you about to do out there? You more worried about your hair and your nails than anything. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
That check, bro. Get that check.
Yeah, you're getting that check, but you better be ready to earn it. You know,
Yeah.
'Cause,
One day, hopefully
yeah.
it never happens, but it's gonna happen to somebody. I used to tell my guys all the time. I hope it never happens to anybody in here, but one day it's gonna happen to somebody in here. And
Right.
it's the same redundant story. Even happened to me.
Mhm.
I've got plenty to tell you. Fighting in the streets, rolling around. We call it 13. Had those called on me all the time.
Mm.
I don't sit back and wait till 100 people show up before we get it started.
Okay,
That ain't my thing. So
right,
that's why I'm still on the sidelines now.
right.
They don't do it that way no more. We can't do it like that no more.
Do you see? This is what was that movie? William Shatner was in when he played police.
TJ Hooker?
You TJ Hooker, man. You didn't remember
Can't police
TJ
like
Hooker.
that. Can't police
TJ
like that,
Hooker,
man.
he had the nightstick. Remember how they showed the promo? He
PR-24.
taking
I know.
guys running, and you throw the nightstick and trip the guy.
No, I got a bunch of tricks at the PR-24 and Aspeton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See.
You go to court for that nowadays.
Oh,
They
yeah?
got they got videotape. We didn't have videotape back then.
Right.
They got videotape from the body camera, the car camera, the overhead camera, the drone, the neighbor's ring camera.
Yeah.
The
They're pulling
bakery
ring.
shop.
They're pulling ring footage now.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. And there's
Yeah.
a whole community of ring, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I see all these videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching videos in other communities like 30, 40 miles away from but just letting you know what's going on out there.
Oh,
So
what?
it happened over there,
You
it can
watch them through the ring?
No, I can see the recorded video. Like
Oh, okay.
Right. So
Okay.
people who had incidents happen, if you
They
have
post
Ring
them.
Any
Yeah.
of those. I forgot the other one's name, but that other camera does the same thing. They all have like a community, and you
Yeah.
can watch the rings. And
Yeah,
and
mine. I have. Yeah, I had the Amazon one, but it has a community too. I just don't talk to them guys. They're a bunch of
Right.
idiots. They report every damn
One with
thing.
the B. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Blink.
Blink. Yep.
Yeah, they report everything. It's like stop. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I hear shots. What's this? What's that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It
It's
is
like
annoying.
yeah, or on next door they be posting stuff. I hear shots. You know, what should I do? And everybody's like, did you call the police? What are you telling us for? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Was it shots a firecracker? Can you tell? Are you
Oh
that
my God.
experienced? You know what
And
I'm saying?
especially during the summertime when you got to explain to people who live in rural areas that if people have land, they can shoot on their own damn
Yeah.
land.
If as long as you live in the county, yeah, not
Mhm.
city limits,
Right.
you know, they can shoot on their own property.
And it's like you said, especially with as I call them, the newcomers, they're not used to gunfire legally. They're always worried about somebody just doing a drive-by or something.
Mm-hmm.
How it happens in Baltimore, New York City, and Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's most of the newcomers are from those areas.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they coming out here. Oh, you can own a gun. You know, he's walking around with a gun on his hip.
Right.
What? I'm afraid.
Right.
I'm in fear for my life. He's gonna pull it out and use it against me.
He's
You
sitting
know?
down having a cup of coffee, but I'm in fear for my life.
Right. It's like, get out of here. People,
Yeah.
stop being silly.
Welcome to the free state.
But like I said, we're on Twitch, we're on Rumble, we're on D Live, we're on YouTube, and you guys like us on at least Rumble. Rumble, I want you guys to go and follow us on the page, the 2 Alpha Talk, and still trying to like us on YouTube too. If you do, go out and watch it and share it. We haven't been sharing YouTube a lot, but I've been sharing Rumble. We've been getting the numbers up on Rumble. They're steadily growing.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of support on Rumble. And in the past, we got a lot of bad support, but some of those controversial videos. And
Yeah, go back to them. Those good old days.
yeah, they're up, and you can actually go see them, and they're in the thousands, some of them. And but we're trying to just push this thing. And what else you got, Al? You got anything?
Man. Happy Easter, everybody out there.
Happy Easter, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
almost over, but we
I ate an egg for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And a
Oh,
biscuit.
wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful, man. I think that's kind of absolve you until next year.
Yeah, right.
You can have fertility now.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But we got some range time coming up here soon, and get out there. You guys, I mean, the weather's perfect right now. So sign up, get out, come out, check us out, and see what's going on. Oh, this weekend, I will be at the Taste of Mableton Saturday, the 15th at Mableton. Look, I'll be in booth number 2. Look for the Sabre Team tactical flag. It will be flying, and I'll be out there if you guys live out this way, and have a booth set up, and come by. If you don't want to buy anything, just come by and say hello. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do, and we'll shoot the shit for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then laugh at everybody around me. And other than that, guys, I guess we'll see you guys on the range. Got anything else?
See you on the range, guys.
All right. See you guys later.